then in their early 30s, they get really upset because they say, the boys don't want to date me anymore because they're not at their prime. And people get mad when I say that. Well, it's just true.
Charlie Kirk might have offended women when he suggested that 30-something women have less value on the dating market, that they are, quote, not at their prime, and that they were falsely led into a sense of security in pursuing their careers. He further explained that women in their 30s are, quote, not as attractive in the dating pool as women in their 20s. How dare Kirk imply that men are interested in younger women? Where did he get that idea? Let's listen to the clip.
We basically told a great generation of young women, don't get married, don't have kids, go get a corporate job, and it's created mass political hysteria. And then in their early 30s, they get really upset because they say, the boys don't want to date me anymore because they're not at their prime. And people get mad when I say that. Well, it's just true. If you're in your early 30s, I'm sorry, it's like you're not as attractive in the dating pool as you were in the early 20s. But again, you have your corporate job and cats, so I thought
Hey, Charlie Kirk, you mediocre male. You're not super hot either, okay? And if women in their 30s want to have careers, then you need to just shut up about it. Well, that's pretty much what people said on Twitter. And here's conservative media influencer Ashley St. Clair, who was not happy about Kirk's quip. Charlie Kirk is 30, she writes, and his wife is 34. They got married like 3 years ago. So I guess her point is that Charlie Kirk's is mean about women in their 30s and his wife is in her 30s. And then, ironically, she's a little bit older than him. Well, fair point. So maybe Charlie Kirk needs to get rid of his wife and find a 20-something babe. Just kidding. For me, a 30-something-year-old woman looks pretty young, so it's all relative. But what is this controversy really about? What Charlie Kirk did was basically repeat what was common knowledge, or at least a common saying among the online right. We kind of luxuriate in this idea that women get this comeuppance when they get a little older. When they're young and beautiful, they can reject us. But when they're a little older, they're going to find out that they really missed out on a good thing because now they're in their 30s and it's too late. And there might be some truth to that. I don't know. It's certainly a simplified version of reality. And whether you believe that or not, personally, to me, it's all the same. Whatever women want to do, pursue a career at this point, I really couldn't care less either way. But what I find interesting is this controversy because people are trying to own Charlie Kirk in a variety of ways. For one thing, they're saying, oh, well, you're not very attractive, Charlie Kirk. And it's like, look, Charlie Kirk, he's tall, he's slim, he's rich, he's fairly good at what he does. I don't think he's really throwing stones from a glass house. I mean, Charlie Kirk is not a model, but I think he's allowed to make his observation. And furthermore, I don't feel like Charlie Kirk doesn't speak for the Republican Party. He is, head of Turning Points USA, which is a big part of conservative movement. However, I kind of feel like at this moment, he was just spitballing. He's like a talk show host. He's a podcast host. He's just kind of out there speaking a lot. So it's not like the official position of the Republican Party. But the reaction from a lot of online influencers was like, hey, Republicans, you're never going to get women to vote for you if this is the kind of thing you say. But number one, it's just one guy, Charlie Kirk, speaking his mind. And I don't personally find it quite as controversial as others do. But really, is it now our job as Republicans to flatter the vanity of 30-something women? That's the way that we need to go to garner their vote? Do we have to flatter everyone's vanity? We need to be obsequious and servile towards every group and until they say, hey, we're going to give these Republicans another look. No. First of all, they're not going to give us a look in the first place. Single women who are kind of sensitive to this kind of stuff, I imagine, are already Democrats, first of all. Second of all, women are not really consuming conservative media, by the way. So, when I see the conservative female influencers and they're upset about this and they're saying, I'm the messenger here, this is a bad message. Women are not really listening to Charlie Kirk anyway. The women that hear the soundbite and are upset about it, the rage bait, they're already, Democrats. I think what Charlie Kirk said is, I think Frankly, he's kind of repeating things that he's probably heard online many times, and other people have articulated this even in more depth than he has and with more originality. But it's whatever. I mean, I don't think that this has any effect on any election. It just is something for people to talk about, including me. My name is Michael McCara, so thanks for listening to me talk about it. Like this video if you liked it. And finally, and most importantly, do subscribe to my channel.